Well, hello everyone. If you are seeing this, then you have registered for some kind of adult religious education experience at 4th U this spring semester, and that's awesome. My name is Zach. I'm the Director of Religious Education there, and I'll be sending you weekly emails around Tuesday at 5 p.m. with probably some intro words for the week, a short video on what we're talking about, another short video on some of the reading that we're doing. So when we get to class time on Thursday nights, we'll be primed and ready for discussion about whatever difficult chapter or text we're reading. Also serves as a reminder that something's coming up on Thursday nights. I know we get busy during our weeks and we're like, wait a minute, there's something I was supposed to read for Thursday or something I was supposed to do for Thursday. So I'll remind you guys on Tuesdays. Also, it's a good time to shoot me any questions you have about the reading or anything that we're talking about that week, or any ideas or thoughts you have. It's a good time to do that before the class time on Thursday nights. It might help you prepare something you want to talk about or a question you have for the group or something like that. So one thing I wanted to say a couple things about was something that keeps coming up in conversations with a few of you, which is a sentiment that I deeply understand and respect, but I feel like it's something we need to just have a short chat about. So there's a notion that can sometimes fly around educational places, societies, churches, schools, places like that, that sometimes we get to a point where we're done with thinking and we just want to start doing. We want to start taking action, and thinking just seems like a waste of time. And again, I totally understand this sentiment and I respect it. I think it's actually evidence of a really beautiful yearning within us to make an impact, to roll up our sleeves, to get to work. But today, I want to just gently invite us to consider how thinking and action are not opposites. They're actually partners, and they're two parts of the same sacred process. So one way to put this is thoughtfulness is not stagnation. Unitarian Universalism teaches us that the root of our actions are based in principles. Our respect for the inherent dignity of all people, our commitment to justice, equity, and compassion. These principles are not merely ideas. They're the foundation of how we build a much better world. So thinking allows us to align our actions with our values. So we spend time thinking, we spend time acting. We don't just act, we act meaningfully. And I think the better our thinking as a community, the more meaningfully we're going to act as we are engaging in our justice work and our activism work. We're going to be able to bring back a lot more meaningful insights from that justice work and that activism work back into the circle of thinking that we're going to do. So our thinking affects how we meaningfully pursue and experience our justice and activism. And our justice and activism affects how we meaningfully reflect on things that we need to change. And our justice and activism then shapes our communal conversations, our communal ways of thinking about different things that we are working on in order to, again, move us meaningfully into the community with justice and activism. Pretty cool circle. All this to say this: Unitarian Universalism calls us to live a dynamic relationship between thought and action, action and thought. It's like breathing. We inhale and we exhale. Thinking helps us to envision, plan, and dream, and acting helps us to test things, to build on things, and to grow. Some of the most important activists in the history of justice and activism have been deep thinkers, and this deep thinking has obviously affected how they act in their justice and activism work. Think about people like Gandhi. Think about people like Martin Luther King Jr. Both extremely well-trained, well-reasoned activists who understood the importance of coming together communally to think about what's going to happen when the community moves out and starts to make a difference in the world. So these are some of the things that go through the minds of directors of religious education, teachers, educators of all kinds, when people bring up the idea that we are so done with thinking, we just need to start acting. These two things, thinking and acting, deeply affect each other. And as long as I am the director of religious education at 4th U, I'm going to do my best to make sure these two things, thinking and acting, are balanced really well in our congregation. Sound good?